What's your name?
Linda?
Linda? Alright, I'm Elijah. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
So, when you think about food, like, how do you think that food, whether it's like access to food or type of food, how does it relate to culture? Or society? Like, I mean, that's kind of a big question.
No, but I think because I'm Norwegian, and my other half for 34 years is from El Salvador.
Oh.
So, pupusas.
I love pupusas.
Okay. No me gusta la pupusas. No.
You don't like it?
No, because it never leaves your system. It lodges in your
Oh,
stomach.
yeah.
No, but we eat Salvadoran food and Norwegian food. And
That's beautiful.
Yeah, because my culture we have, well, we just have different kinds of food. And his, of course, is different too, but we mingle the both together. Except right now, I'm kidding, condiments and other stuff, there's nothing on here he's going to eat. But I'm going to stop at El Pollo Loco on the way home and get him his food. No, it's, I think it is based a lot on culture.
Yeah.
Because I want him to be happy eating the food that he loves, and of course I want to eat the food I love. But other than the pupusas, I like everything else.
If you were to go to El Salvador, would you be okay not eating, or like just eating El Salvador food for the rest of your life? El Salvadorian food?
I would not like that, but I would adjust.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could always cook for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't go there anyway because we would fear for our lives. So.
Oh yeah.
It's very violent there, especially in the city. And well, I've been there in the 80s. I was in the sanctuary movement I still am.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but we're doing underground work now because Trump has said that when people go to vote, if you look like you're Latino, he will bring in ICE to see if they can deport you. So,
oh my gosh.
Well, we're moving people out because of that. Again, in Los Angeles, because he's asked ICE to just target Latinos again and ship them away. And well, I'm not going to say anything bad about our president right now because he woke up with the coronavirus.
Yeah, I heard about that last night.
My thought on that is it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Don't like him at all. At all. Not even a teeny tiny bit. Do not like him. But
it's kind of hard to.
He is immoral. He is a bully. He's vindictive. He's a liar. He is so many layers of things.
Yeah.
And but it's going to be interesting this year. Are we going to have an election if the old fogey's still down? Or I think we should just go ahead. Biden's going to win anyway. And we got Kamala Harris, which was the jackpot in everything. I mean, this woman is incredible, and she's everything. She's a little bit of everything. So, it has nothing to do with food, does it?
It's okay. How do you?
I've been I'm 77 now. I've been political since the 60s.
Wow.
Yes. I have a nice big FBI file. But no, it has affected our way of life too. I went into a convent in the 80s, and I am sitting there with refugees from Guatemala, El Salvador, and a sprinkling from Honduras. We didn't get anybody from Nicaragua at that time because the Sandinistas were in control and they felt that was good for the country. Ortega, well, he turned out not to be so good either. But
wow, yeah.
When you're bringing all these different people into a convent in Hollywood, of all places, our convent was behind Blessed Sacrament in Hollywood, and it was a sanctuary house. But then we had two guys from Mexico were on staff. When they were making the food, everybody complained it was too hot. When the Guatemalans made the food, they went too bland.
Oh my God.
Everybody had to complain about the other person, but I did the meal planning, so I made sure like the Guatemalans had one night of their food and Salvadorans another, and so it was interesting. And I learned how to cook for 80 people at a time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience. I was involved on the ground for many, many years, and I moved up to the mountains, but I am still involved in a different area now because we have too many people that I've seen over my lifetime where ISIS picked them up, sent them back to El Salvador. The moment they got off the plane, they were dead. Yeah. And they still have that list. It's still going, I mean, it's 30, 40 years later, and they still are looking for certain people. And they are at risk because they spoke out against the government there.
Wow.
But I also learned in the convent all the different food and why it's necessary to wake up at 5 in the morning and sing the De Colores or something else, or, you know, the flowers bloom today, you were born. It was I wouldn't have traded it for anything in my life. It was the best experience.
Wow.
And you make friends with people that you're friends with them forever.
Yeah.
No, it is an amazing, it's been an amazing life. But now I am really old and I'm getting really tired of protesting. I thought we would have, especially in the United States, that everybody comes here. Everybody should be welcome here. This is the land of opportunity. It's not like we don't have a lot of land here that we can't build on or do stuff with. I think everybody's entitled to come here for a better life, no matter where you're from. And I think it's necessary for a lot of my white neighbors to adjust to the fact that you might be living next to somebody who's not color-coded like you, but they're no different than you inside. And it's like, just get over that. We're all here, and I pointed out to people, underneath our little layer of skin, we are all exactly alike. Women are we've got all the same stuff inside. You guys all have the same stuff. The only thing that's different is the outside. And I thought, look at people from the advantage that we are all alike. We really are. We all have the same makeup, except that I just never dreamed we'd be in 2020 and we were doing racism again. I mean, I am flabbergasted. But his opening statement when he ran for office in 2016 where everybody from Mexico were rapists or drug dealers, and I thought, no, they're not. You asshole. Oh, I can't say that, you know.
It's okay, it's okay.
Oh, but
it's all good.
Nobody couldn't. I mean, it was from the get-go we knew. Then he doesn't like Muslims. I've got friends who are Muslims. Hindu, my daughter's Hindu. I love him. I adore him. What he worships in his private life is his private. Same thing what Muslims worship in their private life. It's their own. It's theirs. Don't change them. Love them for who they are. And I don't understand racism to this day. I don't. But I grew up in LA. Okay, in Los Angeles.
LA, baby.
Okay, you're not white in LA. You're a little bit of everything. And I worked at Department of Water and Power when I graduated from high school. I went to work on a construction site. The guys who I did their time for, they were either white, Hispanic, or black. And they'd all come and go, hi, Linda, how are you? Fine. We'd all eat in the cafeteria together. We didn't say, okay, if you're white, sit over here, or you're black. No, we all just sat down. We were in bowling teams together. We met their families. We went on picnics. And then I look at today and I think people are like, oh, we can't be with a black. Well, they don't believe the way we do. I thought, well, respect somebody else's beliefs. Just all it is about respect another person for being a human being. And Biden has to win. Biden has to win. You have no idea. Biden has to win. We have to have a change. Back to decency and after watching the debate on Tuesday night, I was sick to my stomach. I thought, let him speak. Shut up. And it's not a good sign when you're yelling at your television for the idiot Trump to shut up, because he just bah, 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 and you're like, shut up. Let Biden speak. But he doesn't want him to speak because the man tells the truth. And he has, he's not perfect. And I loved Obama. Obama wasn't perfect, but Obama's probably one of, and Michelle Obama, we had 8 years of a wonderful life, and I don't think I appreciated it enough. But in the last 3.5 years with Bozo the Clown, there are no words. There are no words for him. And now he's sick with something. He wouldn't wear a mask. He wouldn't do social distancing. And he lied about, shoot up with Clorox. I thought, die, you idiot. You don't do that. And the American public, sometimes they listen to him. And then I question the people that do. I thought, if you vote for him, then in my mind, you are a racist if you vote for him. You don't want women's rights if you vote for him. You want somebody who lies and covers up. Why would you want that? It's beyond me.
I've talked to different people who, support Trump and stuff. And
why?
See, when I talk to them, I realize it's because we have different facts. Because
they're listening to Fox News.
Yeah.
And we watch MSNBC.
I mean, I don't watch the news because I don't want to be fed anything.
No,
but
my brother had told me many, many, many years ago, before he offed himself last year, he said, look at everything from the left and everything from the right, and somewhere in between there's some truth. Because, hey, if John McCain had run for president, I would have voted for him, and he's a Republican. I don't agree with everything that he stood for, in politics, but I liked the fact that this was an honest, upfront, basically good human being. I would have voted for McCain. I mean, I would have crossed a party line, and I'm a Democrat socialist. I support AOC and Omar from Minnesota. I like the left's message better than the right's.
Yeah.
Well, I believe in equality. I believe in I just believe that each person, when they are born, has the basic right to an incredible life, no matter what they are when they're born. You all have the right, and then and I think it is older white people have their theory, and they take it down to their kids. And of course, if your parents are telling you that, some kids don't understand that you don't have to believe like that. My mom and dad were racists, big time racists. They're Norwegian, white. You married a Norwegian or you're dead. I married a Jew. I was in trouble in the 60s. It didn't last, but then I married a Salvadoran who has black blood. And my parents were flabbergasted. They said, we think he has black blood. I said, I didn't ask him for a DNA. When I fell in love with him, I fell in love with a person. Mm-hmm. And then he was from El Salvador. He was assassinated in '89 with everybody else.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Why was he assassinated?
He was a doctor, very prominent doctor in El Salvador. But he had a reckoning in the 70s, and he decided to set up clinics for the poor. The government said, oh, we don't do that. We don't take care of the poor. And they warned him, and they warned him. and he went to the left and became, he organized all the doctors in the zones controlled by the Farabundo Marquis, the FMLN, which I'm a member of. I am a leftist. Big leftist. But I've been there. I've seen how people live. And I have told people, I said, you don't want them to come here, okay. I'll make a deal. You guys trade for 1 year. I said, you wouldn't even make a week. But trade with them. You live in a place where there is no running water, no electricity, there is no food. There are no jobs. You're scraping together it's a bits of food. And they're going, well, they can't come here and eat. I thought, yes, they can. My grandparents came here illegally. Both my grandparents, my grandfathers. One murdered somebody in Norway and he came over here illegally on a cargo he stowed away. My other grandfather was born to a prostitute in Oslo, Norway. Put in an orphanage, sold as a slave at 8, ran away at 13, came here illegally. So what are we going to do? Send them back because they didn't come here properly? No.
Yeah, I mean, what about the people who were born here? Everyone except for like the natives went here without like laws at some point, you know?
Yes. But then they made the laws. They stole all of Mexico's property. I mean, Mexico owned California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, and then they went, well, you can't have it anymore, we want it, and we stole it from them. And, well, this country is built on, we have to change. And if you read the Constitution, it was made for everyone. The Constitution doesn't say just because you're this, you can't be here. And no one reads it. No one actually knows what's in there, or I don't think anybody does government or civics anymore. And in college, you take it because you want to know how everything works. But
I mean, at this point,
tomato, basil, and garlic. I don't recommend this.
You don't recommend?
No, this is the Italian sausage and garlic.
All right.
Anyway, then back to food, but that's it. Does everybody you talk to get off on politics? Is that what
different things. I mean, right now politics is really hot because of the debates. Because I mean, you know, it's so relevant to us right now. And I mean, like you're saying,
I'm just too old to protest anymore. We did a Black Lives Matter in the mountains. I live up in Lake of the Woods, up above Fraser Park in Lebec, Gorman, up in the mountains. Black Lives Matter came up from Bakersfield. We did a protest, and I would say 80% of the people that went by, because we're right off the I-5 at the truck stop, thumbs up, peeping, they were happy. We got a few of these. Of course we would. But the majority of the people supported what we were there for. And that gave me hope, because I think unless you're just a really confirmed racist, I just think people have to open their minds and their hearts. Don't be so judgmental. Why people are here. And if they can't speak your language, get over it. Learn to speak a couple words of Spanish. It won't kill you. No, it won't. And it helps. I look at the kids that we brought in here in the 80s. Diego's getting his master's degree back east. Alex is just getting out of, he went to the 2-year, and he's younger, so he's doing the 2-year at LACC, and then he's going to transfer. But everybody went to college. All the parents that we brought here who had little kids, all these kids went to school. They're all they're smart as can be. That opportunity isn't available in their country, and it is here. But we encouraged, when people came and we said, look, if you They said, we don't want to go back to school. I said, you can go to a trade school in LA. You can learn how to be a mechanic, do air conditioning. One of the big focuses was to sit down with each individual that came into the convent and ask them, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And if they had family here and they wanted to hook up with them, we did that. If they went into sanctuary, we had churches all over the United States who took sanctuary. At that time, it was easier, not so much now. But we just asked them, what do you want to do with your life? Is there something we could, you know what, Aaron Rodgers is talking to me through this mask. He's going, I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. Yes.
Green Bay.
Oh. And Aaron, well, we can't get started on football because I also like Kansas City Chiefs. I like Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback. Have you ever watched him play? You watched him?
I mean, I've seen a couple clips, but...
Oh, no. This kid is 23 years old. He can do no wrong. And somebody asked me the other day, I have doctor's appointments, and one of Dr. Nazar goes, do you think Green Bay can beat Kansas City Chiefs? And I went, no, nobody can. I said, they'll beat everybody. And he said, you're a Packer fan. And I said, yeah, but I'm a reality too. Running out of battery.
Oh, I am? Oh, no, it's just someone called from spam, like a spam call, so I restarted the whole thing.
Because I have, where is mine? Because I think Raphael called him, where are you?
Oh, really?
Well,
you can take any, yeah, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'll come see himself. He's the easiest person on planet Earth. No, I've been with him 34 years, and he is the most wonderful human being. I am so privileged to spend my life with him. He is exceptional. You could look him up. He's an artist in LA, and he's on Google. And he just got back from Hawaii. They actually fly him over there and pay for his room and board, so he'll do a mural. And then they pay him for the mural. He's gifted as can be.
What's his name?
Raphael Escamilla, Escamilla.
Okay.
And he's on Google, and he's just adorable.
I'll be sure to look him up.
Oh, he's a good man. He has a good heart, and he's a good human being. He takes in everybody. It's like when you wake up in the morning, you go, who is that in the kitchen? And he goes, it's my dad's brother's uncle's very best friend, and he needs a place to stay. Oh, okay. Hi. Your dad's father's brother's uncle's friend from El Salvador. Hi. But you...
That's great.
No, I'm really... I met him in 1986. I've been with him ever since. We have a great relationship because it's very free. I'm an artist. She's an artist. And there's a lot of freedom involved where you don't go, where are you going this Friday night? What are you doing? What are you blah, blah, blah? There's none of that. He can go and do whatever he wants, whenever he wants, when he gets a painting job. He went to Finland last year.
Oh, wow.
And did a mural for the ambassador from Finland to El Salvador in his house, and they paid for it. And he goes, should I go? I said, yes, you go everywhere.
That's great.
Oh, he's amazing. And he taught me how to paint. And I couldn't do anything. And then I wound up painting crosses for the church. But they had stories in them. They're not just that they have stories.
Okay, yeah.
And they're all over now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know about like sanctuary work really that much before, so it's really great to like
Father
hear.
Louis Oliveras was the person who inspired me. Louis Oliveras was a Claretian priest who was really on track in the Catholic Church to become a cardinal or something. Then, bless his heart, he went to Delano. He met Cesar Chavez. And Cesar went, what about us? And he had whatever happened up there, but he came back and he said, And I had asked him one time, Louis, why are you doing this? And he said, as a Catholic, I can be a priest for the church or a priest for the people. Impossible to be both. And he chose people. And he was the head of our sanctuary there. He was just an amazing, and through him, I mean, I'm going to La Placita, and Louis says, come on in. And I said, hi. And he goes, I want you to, and I'm going, it's Cesar Chavez. He's sitting right here. There he is.
Oh my gosh.
And he went, say hi to Cesar. And I went, hello. Hi.
Wow.
But, and then there's Father Greg Boyle, who went into the gangs in East LA and created Homeboy Bakeries. Which,
Yeah, I know Father Greg Boyle.
Oh, I know Greg from forever.
Oh, because I used to go to Loyola, so...
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Well, Father Mike Kimley, I think he went to Loyola too, but we don't do too much about Mike. But no, Father Greg, and he fought leukemia. He is... But he used to... Oh, here we are in the 80s. We're at Dolores Mission, East LA. The projects are right here. The gangs are fighting right out here. And Greg just goes out and he goes, un momentito, compañeros, compañeros. Yeah. And they're going, we're going to kill each other. He goes, yeah, not now, not now. He did things nobody else did. And then, but then they could go to him and go, you know, I've had this life. And he said, okay, that was before. He said, now, forward, what now? And he said, I just got out of prison, I can't get a job. He goes, okay, we'll do Homeboy Bakeries. Then when you get out of prison, you can go to work right here. They just got a $3.2 million grant from some grant place to expand. Because, no, he's an amazing. But you
That's
see,
dope.
I met Archbishop Rivera Damas from El Salvador. I had dinner with him. I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm going, there's the Archbishop just sitting right there. Hi there, Archbishop. Just Martin Sheen was, and Ed Astor are both incredible human beings. Charlie Haid from Hill Street Blues. These are people that supported our convict. And, you know, Martin Sheen would come and have dinner with us. And some guy down there from Guatemala would go, hey, you. And he goes, who's he talking to? I said, I think you're the hey, you. And he said, what? And I said, he wants you to pass the food. I said, put it on your plate and pass it down. You're letting it linger here. I said, they're getting nervous.
Oh.
No one knew who he was. And he could sit and talk to these people, and they would not sitting there in awe of him. He is an amazing human. Ed Asner is my absolute saint. I mean, we're kind of the quiet ones because you can't really, we never advertised any sanctuary in the 80s. And when Louis, if you talk to Louis, he would never even acknowledge we had the convent because it wasn't legal.
Yeah.
But if you're on church ground, it is. The FBI were out there in our little garden every day. The awkwardness of that was my Uncle Bill Friedman was with the FBI.
Oh my goodness, what?
And my Uncle Bill and I talked all the time. I knew what was going to happen to us because sometimes we got scared. We hear rumors Reagan was going to open these camps up and pick us all up and throw us in the camp and ignore us. And I would call my uncle and he'd go, he's not doing anything. He said, nobody's going to do anything. Your numbers are too small. And he said, if we give you a lot of publicity, your numbers will grow. And I said, you know, I was arrested in Tijuana, and then I said, then the authorities brought me to the district court in San Diego, and I said, and then they said, never mind. And he said, they don't want you as a martyr going in front of a district court and have a trial and have you stand up there and say why you're doing this.
Yeah.
No, he said, nothing's going to happen to you because your numbers are too small. But I knew everything that was going on because of my uncle.
What are the chances?
No, I mean, the circumstance was so odd because if I heard a rumor on the street, and especially we had a concert for Medical Aid to Nicaragua, and Chris Christopherson and Jackson Brown came to La Placita to do the concert. Chris is incredible. I didn't get to really talk with Jackson Brown, but Christopherson and I, we had the same last names at one point, Christopherson, because that's our family name in Norway, but my dad or my grandfather changed it when he came here.
Okay.
Obviously, because of all that.
Yeah, all this.
There.
The stuff.
No, you've given me a lot of memories I haven't thought about in a long time. No,
It's great.
We started writing a book, but I can't even write a book because it puts too many people at risk. And then if you try to change the name might have had somebody with that name, the similar experience, you put them at risk. So we just said, we say nothing about where anybody is or what they're doing. And my Uncle Bill has passed away. I don't have a contact anymore. Yeah. No, it's been... No, somebody asked me the other day, would you change anything you've done in your life? I went, no. And they said, would you trade with anybody who maybe had more money than you have because you don't have any? And I went, no. And they said, now that you're older, I've got a multitude of health problems. I only have like 3 working parts left. And someone said, you might die. And I said, uh-huh. And they said, any regrets? I wouldn't have traded with anyone in this life. Not one person.
Yeah. Sort of a dumb question if you think about it.
No, but you know what? My best friend from grammar school lives in Arizona. She's a Trump supporter. She's a millionaire. She and her husband have been married 50 years. They don't have children, pets. They just have money. They have twin Lexuses. They have a house here and a house there. And that's what they have. That's it. They've got a couple of houses and some Lexuses. They don't have children. They don't even have a reason to be around, except she plays pinafore on Sunday. And I thought, wouldn't you rather go to a protest? Wouldn't you rather get beat down by some white cop who's going, ew, asshole, man? I said, you know what? There are choices. We've been... I was in a refugee camp in Honduras for 6 weeks. And what did Louis once tell me? He said, you haven't cried unless you've seen the tears through a child's eyes. You don't. And when you see somebody 2 years old dying in a refugee camp because there is no food and no doctors, and that child dies in your lap, and you don't walk away. You do walk away a different person, but you look at this tiny child and think, this doesn't have to be. You have a right to a life. You're 2 years old, your life is over. We buried so many people there in a 6-week period. And I was on a nutrition. I thought, there's no food to do a nutrition study. There is no food. I mean, there just isn't. And you know, we're lucky you ate some maybe beans and rice. But we're talking rice like this and beans like that for breakfast. There's no food. And I'm embarrassed to say at the end of 6 weeks, I would lay in bed at night and I thought, as soon as I get back to the United States, I'm going to Burger King and get a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
Then when you come back, though, I live in the mountains. I live in a campground in a trailer. I wake up every morning. I have a roof over my head. I'm running water. I have electricity. I have clothes. I have food. I rescue animals now, a whole bunch of them. I thought there's so many things to do right now. I love painting. I'm doing Black Lives Matter. We're doing place cards, but we're also looking into getting a field up by Gorman, and we are going to put a cross up for every person who died. That's 200,000 plus.
It's a lot of crosses.
No, but we're working on it because we need to have something where people can go, this is what we've lost. And they didn't have to. If he had told the truth in January and February when he knew, and then he covered it up and said it'll go away in the wind. And you know what, but coronavirus is here to stay for quite a while. It's not going away.
Feels that way.
And people say, I just want to go back to our old life. And I thought, you know what, learn to adjust to a new one because this is here to stay. And adjust. It's not a big thing. We live a charmed life here. So now they feel, well, we're inconvenienced. I thought, okay, a lot of people would like the inconvenience of these shelves stacked with food.
Yeah.
I
mean, we have so much excess food. We have so much surplus that I see videos of like potato farms throwing tons of potatoes away in the trash, leaving them on the road.
The milk is going in Wisconsin. My family does farming back there. We're mostly dairy. The milk is being thrown away.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, it's very frustrating to have done this for so long. And I woke up the other day and I thought, my gosh, we're still in this struggle. And I think it's a turning point right now, I really do. Because one of the things that used to bother me, especially in the 90s, because I thought, okay, as I'm going in a different direction, who's going to come up after me? Where are the kids? Where are the activists? Well, guess what? Thank you, Donald Trump. They're here now. And I see it all over now. It's students, it's young people, it's people that are in high school and college that are going, wait a minute. We can't live like this. And now that's growing. So I feel really calm about if I pass away now, I know that you guys are coming up after me. And that just leaves me relieved. It really does.
That's great.
Yeah, because you don't want to leave here unfinished, but look at John Lewis. All his life, John Lewis fought for civil rights, starting when he was 16, 17. He didn't get to even see this, although he did get to see, the plaza with Black Lives Matter right in front of the White House, so Trumpy could look at it every day, but he didn't get to see the end result, and I thought, but I don't think any of us will.
The impact lasts, though.
This is a game changer. I really, truly believe in my heart, because it's the first time I have friends in Bakersfield, black friends, women that are about the same age as me, and she said, we're out registering everybody we can get our hands on, because we don't want to see them anymore. And she said, people say, well, I don't like to vote. And they said, yeah, but this time you have to. So, but I think, I hope, and I feel it coming. I just think it's going to be on election night. If Florida goes blue, and it'll be the East Coast will go first. If Florida goes blue, it's over. And Bloomberg, bless his heart, don't particularly like him all the time, but he just, okay, they said if you have been in jail and you've been released and you paid your time, but you haven't paid the fine, you can't vote. And Bloomberg said, okay. So he went down there and he paid everybody's fine. Now they can all vote.
Wow.
And they're going, well, he can't do that. And I said, yeah, he can. There's no law that says he can't do that. Yeah. And he's going to sink money into every state where he thinks there's a chance it will go blue.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about any of that.
Oh, well, you're looking at the political. I watch Morning Joe at 3 in the morning with Minka Brzezinski, because I followed her dad, and Joe Scarborough, and Eugene Robinson, and John Meacham. Read everything John Meacham has. He's so on target. He's so good. I am reading Rage right now.
What is that?
Rage by Woodward.
Okay.
What? When you see what Trump has done, it's just amazing. And it's all in that book. Woodward, I don't know why he chose to speak to Woodward. Of all people, I would think he would have done his history and realized Nixon's no longer in power because of Woodward and Bernstein. They were Watergate. He was the one who wrote the book and exposed Nixon and got him kicked out. And Trump is going, oh, I want to talk to him. I thought, no, you don't. You idiot. And he taped everything. So if Trump comes out and goes, I didn't say that, Woodward goes, here's the tape. There you are, hun. And he's going, oh, shit.
Fake news.
It's all fake news. You know what? Aaron's telling me so. He's going to be on Monday night. They're playing the Falcons at Landau Field, which if you are born in Wisconsin, you're not allowed to die unless you go to Landau Field and actually stand where Vince Lombardi, who I met once, well, I didn't really meet him exactly. Quick story. 1962, Rams are playing Green Bay Packer at the Coliseum in LA. I worked at Water and Power, and I knew this guy who worked on the weekends as usher. Okay, so, and I had gone early, and they're out practicing, and I see Paul Hornung and Bart Starr right down in front of me, and Pat's standing there, and I said, look the other way, and he goes, go quick, and I ran down with my program, and I went to, actually, I did Bart Starr first. He's a real straight arrow. Paul Hornung was horn dog. He was wild. Anyway, but I got their autographs, and then Paul Hornung was talking to me after he signed it, and he goes, do you live here? Are you coming to the game? And then I look over behind me, and I see this short, chubby Italian with a hat on running towards me, saying, what's that? Bleep, 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 awesome, you, and I'm going, running with my program, and I hid in the bathroom on the first quarter because my seat was behind their bench, and I was afraid he'd look up and make me leave.
Oh my God.
But I kind of met him. In passing, I just went, hi, Vince, and then he and
oh my gosh, Vince.
No, but and they said, did you meet him? And I said, sorta. But you have to put your feet on Landau Field before you die, because they said if you die without doing it, God rejects you and says go back, put your feet there, and then see me later. So yeah.
I didn't know that. Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Yeah. All of our family's back there. My mom and dad were the only ones. My dad went into World War II, and they were in LA. My uncle went into the Navy, my dad went into the Army, so my mother moved with us out here so she could be closer to them. And then they never moved back. But the rest of them, and there were hordes of them.
Yeah.
Hordes. Yeah. Lourdes and her husband had, 15 boys.
Wow, 15?
Well, she wanted a girl, and she said, I'm going to try till I get one. And after the 15th boy, she went, never mind, just hang it up.
Oh.
No. And then, of course, they're all my age now, and they all got married, and they all had kids. I mean, family reunions back there are unbelievable, because but we are, again, my cousin Steve, liberal. I think if he owned a gun, he'd probably go out after Trump. He just hates him. But my cousin Jerry, conservative, and a Trump supporter. So, we have this family where they're going, who are you going to vote for, under your breath? And then Steve says, don't get into it with Jerry. But it's interesting, the family dynamics and everything. And living in LA, I was just glad. I grew up in East LA. And I was born in Boyle Heights, and I grew up in Lincoln Heights and then Highland Park. and then thank goodness worked for Water and Power, and then the downfall began. I worked for lawyers for over 30 years. 30 years.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. I have very little nice to say about it. I worked for our governor, Gray Davis, when he was still in politics, when he was still a lawyer, transitioning.
Okay.
And I worked at, the last place I worked was a huge Democratic firm, and they were big donors into the Democratic Party, and they used to host events here. So we were able to meet the Kennedys.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you have to go to we call them the Dog and Pony Show, when they'd have their thing at their estate where they lived. They would do a fundraiser, and then Ted Kennedy would be there, and they would invite, there were only 5 of us staff, but they said, you have to be there because we want them to see that we're with the people. And I thought, no, you're not. But no, we met Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein and Nancy Pelosi. We met. I have met all of them through this firm, and even met Ben Stein, who was Nixon. No, was he Reagan's speechwriter? Big Republican, funny guy though. He really is. He was in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was the teacher. He did acting, Ben Stein, and he's been on Jerry Seinfeld. But he's a big Republican writer, but we would sit there and people would come in and you'd go, look who's here, and they go, yeah, well, and they go, just keep typing, don't look up. I worked for Warren Buffett for 3 years in the 70s on an antitrust.
Oh wow.
There's another very interesting human being. There's a reason he's as rich as he is.
Yeah.
He is as tight as can be. No, he still lives in the same house that he and his first wife Susie bought in Omaha in the 50s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's like a middle class neighborhood, and where his house is here, and there's a green belt, and then the next house is here in a green belt, and it's a house. And he drives a used Buick. He's never bought a new one. When the old Buick dies, he buys another used one. And Susie used to have him on an allowance when he went to work in Omaha at Berkshire Hathaway. She'd give him enough money to go to McDonald's and get him an Egg McMuffin, period. No drink, just enough for the Egg McMuffin.
Just an Egg McMuffin.
Because he owns Coca-Cola. So when he got to work, he could get it free.
Oh.
No, the man, but you would like him. I mean, you would have liked, he's a really nice man.
Oh.
He really is a nice human being. His mind is like a Wall Street stock market goody thing going
I can imagine. Like.
Oh no, he made $300 million in one day. Because what did he just buy into? It's Japanese. And I'm not sure what exactly he got, but they said he made like $300 million in one day. And I thought, I'm getting a little low on money, Warren.
Can you help a sister out?
No, he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's all, but it's interesting. It's just.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Oh my gosh.
I mean, looking at all these people, talking to Republicans, Democrats, different races, like all these politics and things, they're not really like the parties aren't really what people care about in their core. Like, we all bleed red, we all shit brown. Like,
yes, exactly.
We all like good food, we all like, company, love. That's before I wanted to become a brain surgeon, and I wanted to make a bunch of money, have a bunch of things, but I realized...
you can still be a brain surgeon and do the other two. You can be both. Why not?
I mean, I think I found my calling now.
What are you going to do?
Through COVID. I'm basically just going to travel all around the world and just talk to people.
Good.
And just share with the world everyone's experiences, basically. Because I feel like, there's so much division right now. And when we can look into each other's lives through each other's points of views, not through arguments, it's like you realize that everyone is just the same at their core.
I have a hard time with the Trump people because if you support him, then you're a racist, period. I mean, there's no getting around it. The man wants a white America again, and it's like, you know what, sweetie? Another 10 years, it's going to be 50% Hispanic and 25% white and maybe 40% black. You're going to be the minority. We're already probably, but who cares? So what if we're not? Why do we have to be bad? Why can't we share everything? I just don't. It's beyond me. I don't understand it. To this day, I just don't. And it's frustrating because I thought, okay, I don't know who you are, but you look fine. You're normal. How old are you? In your 20s, probably, early.
Me?
Yeah.
Personally? Oh, I'm about to turn 16.
You're 50 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Are you at Loyola now? Loyola Marymount?
No, I just left Loyola High School. I'm basically doing an independent study so that I can do schoolwork when I want to with my schedule, and during the daytime I can go and interview people.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? You can put it all together someday with, these are the people I've met, and this is where being right here in this area in Santa Clarita, I would think is pretty much white.
Yeah. I'm traveling to LA too.
Oh, but LA would be a lot easier. No, it really, you know what? You should find Rafi. His story, this family, he's the oldest of 12.
Oh.
His sister
That's tough.
Married Chuck, who was one of 16. That wedding was, if you weren't related, you didn't get in the church. It was just
packed.
He came here as a refugee. And here it is, 34 years later, he's one of the prominent artists in LA. That would have never happened in this country, ever. And he's a remarkable human being.
Yeah.
No, you should find him. I can't believe you're 15. God. But that is so great that you're 15 and you're aware. Did you get it from your parents?
I feel like I just got it from all the random circumstances of my life growing up.
Because I'm nothing like my parents. Nothing. They look at me. My mom's still alive. She's 101.
Oh, wow.
Oh, and she's a racist. And she is in a nursing home that is staffed by Hispanics. And she hasn't learned a word of Spanish. I said, learn hola, ¿qué tal? I said, you know what? That'll open the door. She goes, they need to speak my language. I thought, well, then screw your mom. But she's 101. She's still alive. She has no health problems.
Damn.
Take her, please take her. She's so nasty. She's such a nasty piece of work. My dad just passed away a couple years ago. He was 100 years. And then my brother went to Cal State LA, then he went to UC Davis for his master's, then he moved to Idaho and went into a cave. He lived in a cave for several years there.
Okay.
And he lived in kind of a cave outside of Ojai when he was following Krishnamurti, who I really like Krishnamurti's teachings. And then he moved into his final cave in the San Gabriel Mountains. And he lived in a cave all his life.
That's an interesting way of life.
He should have just stayed in the cave. Yes, he should have. He was not a good human being. He wasn't a good human being. And he offed himself last January, which is fine. Yeah. His ashes are in a toilet somewhere.
Are they down to, have they been flushed yet?
No, they're in one of the porta-toities in the San Joaquin Forest. It's where he needed to be. He can't reincarnate. He just needs to. We don't ever need that person back here again. He thinks he's coming back. I thought he has a flea or a tick. My brother was a strange human being. Just a strange human being. He really believed he was from another planet. And then he had his own language, which I have a letter from him in his own language that I don't even know what it says.
Wow.
Yeah. That's when you take LSD when you're 17. Under the auspice of Timothy Leary out at UCLA. He was in an experiment with Dr. Leary, who's the big LSD guy, and said, you know, it's all monitored and nothing bad will happen to him. And my brother took it and went, I like this stuff. He flew off a roof one night. And we told him, you can't fly. And he goes, yes, I can. And he went off a roof, but luckily he landed there. Front of their house had ivy that was like this thick. Ooh. And he was loaded. So when he landed, he just, and then he just got up and he went, well, I guess I can't fly. No, bro.
Oh, man.
What an interesting family you have. And old parents and a crazy brother.
Interesting fellow.
Yes.
Wow.
But you know what? I'm hoping for change, but I think it will be a change now. Did you interview him? No, he's right there.
I'll go around.
I can tell. I can tell in advance. I can't believe you're 15.
Yep.
But you see, I didn't learn anything from my parents. Zero. I went out and learned it by myself because I thought, why do they don't like these people? What's wrong with them? And then I met them and I thought, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with these people. Mother, she goes, well, don't associate with them. And I said, I'm on a bowling team with them now. She goes, how can you do that? Aren't you afraid? I thought, of what? What am I afraid? I'm not afraid of Nace Knopflin and Elma and his kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I have lunch with Nace. He's fine, Mother. There's nothing wrong with him. His skin is darker than mine, and that's fine.
I really fear is the tool that they use to divide us.
But I don't. Again, I just. What is it? 32 more days, and our mail-in ballots come out on October 6th. I will fill mine out and mail it in the next day. Or I'll vote in person this time. I haven't decided. I want it to count for sure, and I don't trust Trump. Because he wants to send I don't know what they call that group that he won't denounce, but...
The Proud Boys?
He said, all you have to do is say it, and he goes, can't say it. I'll lose their vote. I can't. Then you're a racist. No, I'm not. But I can't lose their vote. No, I'm not. But now he wants them to go in and stand when we're at a voting place and monitor over our dead bodies. You can't go in and monitor unless you've been vetted. You can't get inside. If they're going to be outside, then we'll call the police and tell them to leave. But we're going to be there too. We're getting stationed at polling places because it's not going to happen. It's just not.
I have no idea, what are they going to do?
If you look like you are Hispanic, they will call ICE.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. If they look like you're a timid person, they'll intimidate. What are you voting? Get out of here. What are you doing? We know where you live. I did election watches in El Salvador, so I know what a crooked election looks like.
Yeah.
And it is. There's Arena is over here, the right wing, FMLN is over here, and there's a guy in the middle watching. If you go over here, you'll get your cedula, you'll get a pat on the back, you'll keep your job. You go over here, nah, you don't want to go over here because you're not going to get a card, you're not going to keep your job, and you probably end up dead. So don't vote that way. And I thought, that's not a free election. And Reagan used to stand there and go, look at them, they're wonderful, they're all up here. And I thought, with a gun to their back, jeez. But that's what Trump wants. Well, he wants to be president for life. He wants to be Putin. And Putin has his number, that's for damn sure. Putin and his little love notes to the North Korean guy, and then he loves China, but he's not happy with China right now because he has to blame China for this. And this is not a China. This is like the flu, period. It's a virus. It got here. It came from all sides. We're going to get it. We have no answer for it. And live with it. And social distance and don't do something stupid.
And there are countries that have already gotten their cases down to like 1 to 0. Mm-hmm. They were already back.
South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
But then they did a complete shutdown too.
Yeah.
And they did contact stuff so that if somebody got it, then they knew the other people that got it. They could go to them, tell them to quarantine. If you get the symptoms, come see us. If not, just quarantine until it's over the period that you might get infected. Not our country. 207,000 dead on his watch. That could have been avoided if he had told the truth in February. We didn't have to have this at all.
Yeah.
All he had to do was tell the truth. And he said, Americans panic. We didn't panic during the missile crisis when Kennedy, and we're doing duck and cover because we didn't know we were going to get bombed, but he told us the truth. We knew about the Vietnam War. We didn't like it, but we knew.
Yeah.
If he had just said, it's here, we're not sure where it's coming from, but you need to protect yourself. But no, he goes, I'm not wearing a mask because I don't look cute in one. Well, you might look dead in one. Why not protect the American people? Why not tell them the truth? It's going to be a good one for him because all of these people have died because of him. And you know what his feeling is? I watched South Park Wednesday night.
My brother told me to watch that.
Oh.
I didn't see it though.
They'll replay it. They will replay it.
Okay.
It is, well,
I'll get off an illegal website so I can watch it because I don't have cable. So.
No, it was, I'm glad I taped it. No,
Really?
it is really, well, there's some just spot on.
Yeah.
And it was really good. But then people are going, you watch South Park? You're too old to watch South Park. And I thought, no, I'm not. No, I am not. I can watch all of the movies. You know what? I've already done one load of stuff, emptied it, and this is my second trip.
Oh.
And gotta put that on there.
Okay. Hey, it's legal. We're in California.
I know. Well, yeah, but I in Kern County we have to get it special, and I have someone. He's my best friend.
Okay.
But yeah, he's going to deliver around 3, so I don't want to be late for.
Oh yeah.
For that, it's very important.
Go ahead. Don't miss your delivery.
That's the other part of me. I do use it a lot.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been using it a lot more for different reasons.
Yeah.
Well, because then it doesn't make you so angry that you want to kill the person who's on your television screen because you can't, and then it's not good. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up because I can't believe you're 15. That is so great.
Thank you.
No, I mean it is that you're so and that you're doing this. Good luck with this.
Thank you.
You'll have fun.
Yeah,
You'll get
thank you.
chatty people. You don't need the chatty ones.
Yeah. Well, it was really great talking to you, Linda.
Oh
I'm so
my-
glad I met you.
I'm glad I met you. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, just keep going. I like what you're doing too. I think it's going to be great.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
travel. You'll love the world. You'll meet so many neat people. It's so much. There's so much out there that. Now, even just the United States. Growing up, my dad used to take us to every national park.
Oh,
And so we've been to Grand Canyon and Yellowstone and Zion and Yosemite and the Northern and Oregon and we've been to all of them. And he used to tell us stories about how they came about, the settlers that came. He was a racist, but he was also a pretty good. Other than that, my dad was a good guy. And I could forgive him for that because everything else, he was really a good. My mother, not so much. No, she's you can take her anytime. I'm waiting for the phone call. I said, give her the tap. That awful. I want my mother to go away.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
That's it.